I don't like about this bill. I don't love everything in this bill, Poppy, you're right, and I think if there's still a chance to fix that, I think they should, because I think that the carried interest, some of the hedge fund managers are getting away with murder here.
Methinks that's not changing in the next 3 hours. I'm just saying.
Well,
Austin,
we'll see.
Austin, I am old enough to recall when President Obama liked corporate tax cuts in 2012. He said, yeah, bring them down to 28%.
Well, hold on. First, Poppy, I agree with you. They ought to change the name of this bill to How to Get Away with Murder. That is the most appropriate name for the bill. Now, when Barack Obama proposed cutting the corporate rate, you will recall it was not a massive tax cut for corporations. It was to be paid for by closing the deductions and loopholes on corporations themselves, that we would broaden the base and lower the rate. This is an old-fashioned smash and grab job in which they are trying desperately to get this bill passed before people have a chance to see what's in it. What is in it is a huge tax cut for high-income people and big corporations, and very little for the middle class, and for millions of people, their taxes go up.
So
that's why it has a 29% approval rating.
Hold on, guys. There is something that, yeah, but Stephen Moore, I want you to address this because it gets to his question and helping the middle class on this, okay? When Aaron Burnett last night asked the White House chief, head of the Economic Council of Advisors, right? Why was there no condition put on what we would do with all of the savings that corporations are getting because of this? Put that towards higher wages, job creation, et cetera. Here's what Kevin Hassett said.
We can't make them do that. It's a free economy and we're a democracy. But what we can do is give them the incentives to do the right thing. And what we've done right now is given them an incentive to locate factories here in the U.S.
Okay, the thing is, it sounds like the White House, to me, Stephen Moore, is saying, trust us, trust the companies. They're going to do the right thing.
Well, first I want to address this issue because it comes up, all the time about the middle class, and I just want to assure people, look, if you're making between, say, $50,000 and $100,000 a year, there's going to be a fairly significant saving for you, because we do three things that are really important for the middle class. Number one, we double the standard deduction, Austin. So that means the first $24,000 for a family is tax-free, up from $12,000 now. That's a big saving. Number two, as you just mentioned, Poppy, we increased the child credit from $1,000 to $2,000. So that means let's say if you're a family of three, with three kids, you're saving $3,000 off your taxes right there, and then we lower the rate. So Austin, how is that not a tax cut for the middle class?
You're simply covering up and not admitting the things that are raising taxes on the middle class.
Like what?
And all of the things you just described expire.
What
so
raises
by the
taxes
end of the
on the middle
tax
class?
bill, you no longer get them.
They're not
all
permanent.
of those things that are cuts for high-income people last, and the things that are given to the middle class, they get rid of them.
That isn't true. I mean, let's, for example, because I've looked at these numbers, Poppy. Let's talk about one of the biggest pay-fors in this bill, the state and local tax deduction. The vast majority of the benefit of the state and local tax deduction goes to very, very high-income people in very, very high-income states. So that's making it more progressive. And,
I get
and
that,
look, honest, yeah.
But I do want you to answer my question that I asked about 2 minutes ago.
Right.
Exactly, because they could have done something.
Right.
They could have added in the Senator Sherrod Brown from Ohio, his amendment. And you know what his amendment did, the Patriot Employers